How is everyone doing today? And in this video, we are going to be talking about our drip marketing character for the next patch, which, man, this came out of nowhere. And for me personally, because I don't know why I didn't think this was coming out anytime sooner, but we are going to be looking at Harumasa coming into the game, and Harumasa is going to be a lightning attack unit, which is very interesting. We've been waiting for an attack unit for a really long time, I think, with us getting Chingy. Then after Chingy, we got Jane, I think. And then after Jane, we got no, that's Jane, Caesar, Bernice. Yeah, Jane. I think Chingy was the first half. So we had 4 units in a row that were all supportive, all different types of roles that were in attack, while we've had Juyin and Ellen be the only attack characters to come out for a very long time. So yes, we've had quite some time before we had our last attack unit coming out in Zenless Zone 0, and this is going to be Harumasa Asaba, who is going to be lightning attack. So this is very interesting. Of course, one thing to note, which is very exciting, I'm not gonna lie, is that Section 6 has been getting characters coming out, which means Yanagi has her coming out. Of course, we have Harumasa coming out. Now, also one thing I want to note, don't know how I feel about double electric for Section 6, because realistically, when you look at Yanagi and how she's doing her anomaly buildup, she gets to keep her anomaly buildup after proccing disorder. So being able to do so, you don't really need another electric character on the team. You kind of want to get as many disorders as possible. So Harumasa might actually be on the team without Yanagi for the most part. So we'll have to wait and see how that's going to work. But at the current moment, looking at double electric, it's all right. But looking at Section 6 coming into the game, Yanagi's here, Harumasa is here. Miyabi might be next. Miyabi might be tomorrow's drip marketing, which is going to be pretty cool if that's the case, because that is the fan favorite, everyone's waiting for character. And in all honesty, I couldn't imagine anyone more hyped to come out who's going to be as big of a hitter. Hopefully they make her kit absolutely busting, absolutely amazing. We're gonna have to wait and see what they do for her, especially because if we keep her element the same as it's been in the beta when she first was announced, and also looking at what she does in the cutscenes, which look more ice oriented, it seems like she's still ice. And if that's the case, are we already reaching into the power creep area with Ellen? Or are we looking at a whole new Miyabi who's not attack anymore, as maybe anomaly, maybe even defense, maybe something else? We have no idea, in all honesty. We haven't seen a 5-star support since the game has been out, if I'm not wrong, and that is a pretty strong thing to wait for. Definitely going to be a character that's going to be a must pull in the future when we do get a 5-star support, because we haven't had any yet. But realistically, Miyabi coming very soon could possibly happen because we're getting Section 6 members at the current moment. But looking at Harumasa, he does play with a bow, as you can see from the quiver here, but we've also seen him with dual blades as well. And if I'm not wrong, his bow is his dual blade, so he tears it apart for the blades, he puts it back together for the bow. And if we have a dual weapon character, that would be really cool. Going into the game right now, what are we looking for in terms of teams and in terms of characters we're going to be looking at when it comes to putting them all together? So since Harumasa will be attack for lightning, we can assume a couple of things. Of course, we can assume that same element, same faction is going to be his teammates, most likely. Of course, it can change with other characters, like having someone like Jane, Bernice, where they don't necessarily need their faction. Going into the characters that are currently out at the moment that could help Harumasa, I think is going to be a lot of the other element characters that aren't lightning, just because if he's the main DPS, which a lot of these characters are that are in the attack role, because that's their role for the most part, they're going to be proccing their own disorders or their own reactions by themselves. So realistically, you want other characters that kind of complement their reactions, so somebody who can build up reactions very quickly. And this is where I think someone like Bernice is just so good at. She seems like she could be part of so many different teams. Of course, coming to the future, we're just going to see so many characters that have off-field potential, off-field damage, that are going to be put in so many different teams because they allow so many disorders to happen. So right now, Harumasa looks like he has a really good character to be with when it comes to having a fire disorder character. And not only that, we also have someone like Chingy. Chingy is definitely a character that we can look forward to, because remember, if you look at her team passive, she only needs them to be attack. If she's with an attack character, she gets her extra days, which means that we already have a best in slot stunner for someone like Harumasa, which is going to be lightning, and that is going to be, of course, Chingy with her amazing stun damage multiplier that she adds onto the character. And of course, Harumasa being attack, being able to help out with the team passive and do his own form of attack, letting him do as much DPS as possible while Chingy's over there stunning immediately. So it's a super good thing to have. Other things that could potentially work out besides Bernice and also Chingy is definitely, of course, going to be what I'm assuming is going to be Seth. This does depend on how he works with anomaly proficiency. Of course, if he were to be an anomaly based character, his role would be anomaly, but we all know, of course, disorders make a good amount of the damage, and it's a lot of extra free damage because of how the game works with mixing elements. Seth could potentially be a good character to add on just because he has the lightning, so it's double up on lightning, making sure that you're getting those disorders off really quickly, and they can add in another fire unit, a physical unit, anything of the sort, which would make it pretty good. Another character that could be also nice as well could be Nicole, realistically, because she doesn't need her team passive because this only helps out ether damage, but you can get the defense reduced as well. So she would be the only one without the passive in regards to fulfilling her passives out, but realistically you're going to be using it for the target defense, for her extra bonuses that she gives in terms of the extra energy, so the energy regen plus the extra squad members damage plus her own signature, which is going to be giving more squad member damage. So it's a lot of extra boosts that Nicole is adding onto Harumasa or whatever else is going to be on the team. He looks very, very interesting, and funny enough, when you think about it and you look at it right now, Harumasa, besides having Chingy, doesn't really have anybody else, of course, aside from Ambi. Lighter is not going to be, of course, for Harumasa because he is ice and fire buff. So characters like Soldier 11, characters like Bernice, characters like Ellen, these characters are going to be able to benefit the most from Harumasa. I mean, not Harumasa, from Lighter. So looking at Harumasa, his team options at the current moment are a little bit, I guess you could say, restricted within his own, I guess you could say, team passive, because I'm pretty sure the team passives for a lot of these characters, especially looking at someone like Ellen and Juyin, these team passives are very important to the DPSs. When you look at Juyin, I'm pretty sure she gets the crit rate bonus. Yes, she gets 30% crit rate if you fulfill hers. And then if you look at Ellen's, she gets a crit damage bonus, if I'm not wrong. Oh, she gets eyes damage bonus. So yeah, you don't want to skip out on the team bonuses for these DPSs because they're very integral parts to their kit. And looking at someone like Harumasa, you want to make sure that you're either having lightning, faction, or whatever role he could possibly be. If he wants to be as universal as possible, Zhu Yin's team passive is definitely what he has to copy, because it has to be a support character or a character in your squad that's the same faction. So that would definitely be something that Harumasa would like to have, just because if that's the case, he's able to fulfill that very easily. He's able to make sure that he has the right teammates to be able to proc his own team passive and being able to fit in as many characters as possible. Me personally, when I think about which role he should be paired up with, we don't know what they're thinking of for Section 6 fully, because we have Yanagi, we have Miyabi, who's most likely going to be attack or anomaly, and then we have Harumasa, who's going to be attack. We don't know if we're going to get a stunner for Section 6. We don't know if we're going to get a support for Section 6. So realistically, from what I know at the current moment, in terms of all the characters that are out right now, I think Harumasa would benefit a little bit more from having a stun character being the extra team passive portion. So as faction or stun, I think that would be very smart for Harumasa to have. Of course, this could mean in the future we get another Section 6 stunner. This could mean in the future we get a Section 6 support, when then he can put faction or support. So there's a lot of stuff that we could think about when it comes to Harumasa, and also all the extra details that he could possibly drop with. I'm very excited to see him coming into the game because he does look really cool, and especially when you do your first Hollow Zero runs, he looks like he has some really cool moves. I'm really excited to see what he's able to do. I'm very excited for Yanagi. I'm very excited for Lighter. And I'm thinking everyone and their mom is excited for Miyabi to come out very, very soon. So other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you think about Harumasa. And also, let me know if you're going to be pulling for him. Let me know if you're going to be pulling for Lighter, Yanagi, or maybe even Miyabi. Oh my god, I cannot wait. For that, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all in the next one, and peace.